How you doing? This is Melvin Brown, and welcome back to the Melvin Brown Experience. Today is not going to be a story time, but today is going to be another topic. Now, today, I'm going to talk about the symptoms that your target feel when you put love work on them. Now, I know some of y'all getting spell work done, or some of y'all interested in getting spell work done. So look, I'm just going to drop this nugget on y'all, so y'all can just enjoy yourself, be entertained by this a little bit, and I hope you enjoy. So, what are the signs or the symptoms that your target go through when you put love work on them? Number one, they start to have very deeply detailed, vivid dreams about you. Now, when you throw love work in the air at somebody, it is natural for them to have dreams. You basically giving them a prophet dream, what is yet to come or what is about to happen. Now, if they're not spiritual, they're just looking at it as a dream. They wake up, forget about it, but you gotta remember, you just don't throw a love spell and expect it to go like, whoo, that's it. No, this is the stages of the love spells, how it works. Number two, they have lackness of sleep. Now, let's just say normal people sleep for about 5 to 7 hours. But when you put love work on them, they sleep patterns is off. When I mean off, super off. Let's just say they sleep about 5 to 7 hours. They probably sleep for about 3 to 4. Now, depending on how strong the love work is, they probably sleep from 2 hours or probably an hour, something like a power nap. Why does this happen? Because basically when you put spell work in the air, something is latching on to them, and it has to take some energy out and put some energy in of love for the work. So let's just say right now, if you got love work on the target and your target calling you like, oh my God, I can't sleep that well, just know something is in the air and something is working. Number three. Now, we talking about love work. When you and your target break up, when y'all just break up, right? Hear me out. Your target, male or female, don't want nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. When they say they over with you and done with you, they basically made it up in their mind. They want to see new people. And you're not it. So what wound up happening is you go to a spiritual practitioner, you want a love spell done. This happened all the time with love spells. Now, this is one of the symptoms that your love spell is working on behalf of the target. They will become uninterested in their love life. Somehow, some way, they don't want nobody to be around them. They don't find nobody attractive. They want to be in solitude, depending on the situation and your target. But if they are seeing somebody else and that love work is super strong, they might get in a lot of arguments and fights. It's just natural. So when I normally tell my clients when they get love work done, just do you, have fun, live life, this is what I mean. Before spells take effect, things are going to have to happen. Sometimes a love spell, depending on the situation, if it's a jar format, it could take about 10 months or to a year and a half. Now, if it's a candle format, candles, what my studies is, it could take up to 3 to 6 months, depending on how long y'all been separated. Sometimes if y'all separated for a year, it could take approximately 9 months for it to work. Depending on the fundamentals of your practitioner, shit like this can happen. Number 4, now, when your target gets hit with love work, they will start to have random, out of nowhere anxiety attacks or panic attacks. Now, what is love work focused on? The mind and the heart. When that type of energy hit, it affects the mind. When that type of energy hits, it affects the heart. Not in the health conscious way, but remember I told you, things going to have to sit in. It's going to, make them out of the ordinary. Now, that's one of the symptoms that they go through, random anxiety attacks. I don't know, that's just my conspiracy of doing stuff, because when you do love work, it is focusing on the heart chakra. Like I said before, your target, male or female, don't want nothing to do with you. So what they do spiritually, unintentionally, they close you off, they heart chakra. Basically, when you do this, I'm going to say again, when you do love work, you're basically opening up the heart chakra. Number 5, your target will have emotional roller coasters. What do I mean by that? Remember I say love work tends to mess with the heart chakra. So let's just say they're a happy-go-lucky person. They get along with everything. Let's just say out of nowhere, your target might get depression out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, your target is having war with themselves and their self-thoughts. Out of nowhere, it could be a lot of things in emotional roller coaster, because things in their life might be going sour and they don't know where it's coming from, which is going to lead me to number 6. Now, number 6 is change your appetite. Sometimes when you put love work on a target, sometimes they tend to gain weight or lose weight. Gain weight or lose weight. Because remember when I said when love work hit the target, sometimes they might have anxiety. Sometimes they might feel something in the air, but don't know where it's coming from. They might eat a lot, or some targets, or just lose weight because they don't feel interested. They're not in the mood to be eating. Things like this happen. Now, if your target going through these signs and you have contact with your target, you are basically almost there. Now, another thing I want to tell y'all, some of y'all be calling me talking about, Melvin, when I get my Melvin, help me get my target. In the meantime, his dick don't work, her pussy don't get wet with for nobody else. Look. What y'all asking for is destruction type of spells. But if a spell is that strong by itself, you don't have to ask for a certain amount of levels of breakup work. All you have to do is just put a spell in the air so strong that these symptoms that I'm telling y'all that is happening can literally happen. Basically, which will lead or be the number of the next topic that I want to talk about this. Number 7, lacking sexually. Now, let's just say your target was, let's just say he had a sex drive of a porn star or adult star. Your target didn't have a problem having erections. Your target didn't have a problem of, sexually pleasing you. Now, when love work normally hits, it fucks with a lot of parts of the chakras. That's what it do. It just fucks with it a little bit. Not permanently, but fucks with it temporarily. What will wind up happening is your target might wind up having temporary erectile dysfunction. That means if your target out there doing them having fun, basically, they dick won't stay up. It doesn't matter if they try, what's this new shit that people be trying? Royal honey. That won't work. It doesn't matter if they try Viagra. That won't work. If they even try to change their diet, it won't work. Yes, they be able to maintain erection, but it will go straight down. Soon they put it in the coochie, it will go down. For the females, they won't be... Look, let me give you an example. Fellas, you ever date a woman with high blood pressure, or you ever had a family member with high blood pressure, and all they talk about is they not interested in sex? Not because they not interested in it, because their blood pressure high. This will lead to the woman. They won't even have the urge of having sex with nobody else. Now, if they really love sex, they might go to the doctors. The doctor's like, hey, nothing wrong with you. It's more of a psychological thing. They might go to a therapist, taking medicine and shit, don't know what the fuck is going on. Things like this can happen. But I'm not done with this category. Remember I said lacking sexually. Now, for a woman, if a spell work is super strong on your female target, I seen this shit happen and I had nothing but good intentions for them to get back together. If your target fucking with somebody else, they will wind up having a period all of a sudden, period. And it's not even a time to be on a period. Shit like this happens. It happens. So if your target going through this, basically you are super close. But more than likely, let's just say you and your target back and she tried to cheat or something, and next thing you know, her period come on, yeah, that bitch was cheating. Cuss her the fuck out or ditch her. All right. Number 8, when a spell is hitting your target and the symptoms that they go through, everything in your target life starts to fall apart. For example, if your target, male or female, was making $100,000 a year and had a good reputation in their job, what will wind up happening to them is this. They will have chaos at the job. They will have reports. Somehow they get suspended. And then it will lead them to a fucking termination. So instead of bringing that much money in, they wind up getting fired and they forced to live on a budget all of a sudden. So if your client was not your client, but your target was a baller and everything, money really didn't matter to them, what will wind up happening to them? Things start to fall apart financially. Now, let's get deep down. When things start to fall apart in your target life, what's going to wind up happening is this. If they got friends, their friends don't want to be bothered with them. If they got family members don't want to be bothered with them. Love work is very tricky depending on the practitioner intentions, but things like this always happen. So the key of love work is making your target be alone and letting them fight their own battles. And they don't even have battles coming, but they have some type of battles because spell work is in the air. So if your target going through that, he might call you somehow, yeah, I got in a car accident, I'm losing money, I'm going through that, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. Or your target, or your female target might, I'm going through headaches, I got headaches, pain, all types of stuff. Everything in their life just falls apart. Now, number 9. Let's just say your target didn't talk to you for a few months. Your name started popping up everywhere. Probably to the target mom talking about it, your target friends talking about it, the target dad talking about it, friends, co-workers, you name it. Or they just driving by, they see your name. Or they just driving, then they go on a radio station, they see or hear your fucking name or your favorite fucking song. Now, we call this synchronicities. Stuff like this, your target will start to see synchronicities. Now, I want to talk about this because when you put love work on somebody, this always happens. I don't know why. I'm not a rocket science. I don't know why it happened, but it happens. Number 10, unnatural behavior. Now, when your target get hit up with some work, they gonna have unnatural behavior. I had one person, for example, that I did work with a few years ago, and what wound up happening with the target wound up like he was like a God-fearing man, a Christian and everything. Like he go to church, he works out. But what wound up happening with this target in the process of him coming back to her, he would start getting tattoos everywhere and he started getting piercings. Now, depending on the concoction, depending on the mantra, the chants that goes on in that ritual, shit like that happened. Unnatural behavior. Your target might be more laid back. He was a laid back person. Then all of a sudden he more raging. Your target wasn't drinking. Then all of a sudden your target started drinking. Your target is just some what's the word? Your target kind of, sort of, or most likely is becoming self-destructive. And they never been self-destructive. This shit happens all the time. They self-destruct. But let's get to the best parts. Now, number 11, your target is going to go through a deep, super deep depression that is not even funny. A therapist won't help them. Medication won't help them. But somehow, some way, the way how the spell was made, it is focused for them to come to you. And basically, you're going to be the only person that can heal them. Now, I know y'all probably listening to this like, what the fuck, Melvin? Yes, it happens like that. It literally happens. It happens. Sometimes, depending on the situation, it doesn't matter how much medication they take, what type of treatment they getting, you be the only hope for them to heal. And that healing factor is y'all reconciling, male or female. Things like this happens. Things like this happens all the time. Remind you, everything that you put in the air is going to have to affect them some type of way for them to get back to you. Now, look, listen, y'all want to know some things, and I'm going to put some things in the air for y'all to, I'm just going to put it on here just to talk about, because fuck it, y'all been getting on my nerves about it, so might as well put it up in the air for y'all to talk about, or for y'all to take notes and study and have a good time. Listen, love spells are pretty dangerous, especially the ones that don't have great intentions. And depending on your situation or how your target did you before y'all got back together, your ancestors, y'all ancestors, yes, everybody have ancestors, is going to handle them what's accordingly. So if your target was very verbal abusive, make you feel like shit, your target symptoms might be worse. Maybe beyond this fucking list that I can't even put together. This is just something normal, but if your ancestors feel some type of way and they did you so wrong, your ancestors or the spirits is going to have a feast on them to humble them. I know people or clients that I work with that targets dogged them out, got married on them behind their back, did all types of shit. What wound up happening, they lost everything. They lost their finances. They lost everything. They still not the same to this day. Even though the targets took them back in their day, they still not the same, male or female. Look, if you are getting these signs and symptoms, and basically everything I'm putting in the air and telling y'all about these signs and symptoms, congratulations. But at the end of the day, don't dog your target out. Yeah, stand on business, but don't stand on business a little too much, because you might throw them off the rail. You gotta understand, sometimes when a target, you gotta understand, they're gonna be at the lowest of their life when the spell hit them. A target will be at the lowest of their life. And one little thing, and that's you can cause them to go haywire, and that can lead to suicidal or homicidal. At the end of the day, y'all paid this top dollars to get your lover back. Do what you gotta do, but be mindful of how you treat your target. And the people that's just watching this for entertainment purposes, be mindful of how you treat a woman or treat a man. Because it's spiritual workers out here that give targets no mercy, including myself. So I hope y'all enjoy this. This is Melvin Brown. This is the Melvin Brown Experience. I hope you enjoy this. Hit the like, leave a comment, subscribe. Y'all can email me. In the meantime, y'all can also Instagram me. I'm out. Be safe, stay dangerous, and be blessed. I hope y'all enjoy this video.